Hello again, Internet. Let's talk magnificent bastards. A magnificent bastard is someone who is a bastard, but also magnificent. Like, they'll do something completely bastardly, but you can't help but love them anyway because of their charm and wit. Or because the method by which they pulled off their bastardry was just so cunning that you can't help but pay it its due respect. The Internet has had its share of magnificent bastards. One of my favorites from nearly a decade ago was a guy called Freck. Freck's story was a sad one. He had been paralyzed but couldn't afford to get the prosthetic feet that would afford him some mobility because his insurance carrier didn't deem it a necessary surgery. So Freck turned to the Internet for help. He started soliciting donations, $20 a pop. What your $20 bought you was access to a live video stream where he was going to hack off his own feet with a homemade guillotine. He advertised all this on his website, cutoffmyfeet.com. Freck's feeling, I guess, was that if he rolled up in the emergency room with some bloody stumps and a fat sack of internet cash, they'd have no choice but to start fitting him for robot laser feet. And he must have collected a fair bit of internet cash too, judging by how many people were fleeced out of $20 when Freck's webpage disappeared and he dropped off the face of the internet. I don't imagine anyone had any legal recourse here either. I mean, what are you going to be like? Yeah, hi, I paid some internet guy $20 to chop off his feet and then he didn't do it. Yeah, okay, I'll hold. Oh cool, you're sending some special agents over in a black van? Yeah, I'll wait for them. Then you have the magnificent bastard behind SaveToby.com. Toby was an adorable injured bunny rabbit who was rescued and nursed back to health by a good Samaritan. Well, this good Samaritan turned right around and held Toby for ransom. He wanted $50,000 in PayPal donations by a certain date, or he was taking Toby to the butcher and having him for dinner. This scheme's magnificence really comes from 2 points. First, there's nothing illegal or inherently immoral about butchering and eating a rabbit. People eat rabbits all the time. And second, no amount of protesting or writing hate mail or hacking the website was going to help. If you sincerely wanted to save Toby, you had no choice but to send this guy some money. All the while, he was posting updates on Toby's day-to-day life alongside his favorite rabbit recipes, like some kind of internet Jekyll and Hyde. This story got national media coverage, and eventually the perpetrator negotiated a book deal and sold his website for enough money to cover the entire ransom. Happy endings all around. Updates on SaveToby.com stopped after that, though, so for all we know, the guy turned around and ate the rabbit anyway, which is exactly what you'd expect from a magnificent bastard. But okay, the best of the best, the cream of the magnificent bastard crop, are the scam baiters. These are people who identify internet scams and then calm the scammer by playing into their greed and stupidity. Probably the most famous of these is the brilliant PowerBook con. That's 3 P's, then a PowerBook. Spelling is important, folks. So okay, a guy at the Something Awful forums was selling his PowerBook on eBay when a scammer contacted him. Had the seller fallen for it, he would have shipped his PowerBook across the world and never got any payment for it. Luckily for us, he caught the trap and pulled one of the greatest counter scams in internet history. He pasted the keys from an old keyboard on the inside of a 3-ring binder, drew the screen on with magic marker, insured the hell out of it, and then shipped that instead. The scammer ended up paying hundreds in taxes and fees just to receive a worthless piece of garbage. Everyone on the internet cheered their little hearts out at the end of that one. Truly, we have seen the pinnacle of what magnificent bastardry can teach us. I'll be back next week, Internet. In the meantime, why don't you check out the guest review I did for Video Game Takeout at RetrowareTV.com. I put the link over there in the sidebar.